have we got here? What makes you think you have the right? All you do is barge in with orders, new instructions, plans that fail, and no one's taking responsibility for all this. We aren't settled up on the matter of the copper you borrowed either. You sold us out completely. I gave you the Blue Bell engine. Not my fault if he slipped through your oily grasp. Neither of you thought to plan a contingency after the last time? That wasn't part of the deal. 55 is only one engine. You must consider the bigger picture. Steam at large is going away. All according to plan. Look here, mate. You might be a big picture engine, but we're not. We have to account for all supplies, especially raw materials. The big man in the hat is always breathing down our buffers in particular. We weren't lucky enough to get kicked off the island. My understanding is that you were kicked onto it. If you will not try to understand, then perhaps you're only useful idiots. The inspector has far more important concerns. Inspector this, inspector that. All you talk about is the inspector, ferrying his message back and forth. You hardly act for yourself anymore. Forget the inspector for a second. Just what does Diesel actually want? Wouldn't you like to know? Regardless, we have something that might be of interest to you and your big picture. Now, this fellow here has a fine piece of engineering attached to him. You'll be hard-pressed to find this sort of production in any engine works. I'm sure it was expensive, not only building it, but also to keep it quiet. Would be a heavy blow to have this glory of his melted down, especially if he is connected to the inspector's agenda somehow. The number 10, if I'm not mistaken. On the other hand, if the inspector would be willing to provide compensation for materials and the lost copper, we'd gladly tend to any repairs this engine will need, and shield him from prying eyes until he is operational. A partnership, you say? One could say. A good turn deserves another. I admire your wit. Allow me to consult with the inspector. He will probably bite. Sorry to scare you, pal. It's just business. Unless you want to find yourselves at the bottom of the scrap heap when I'm done, never use me as a bargaining chip again. My mission has nothing to do with business.